We got the Miami Dolphins versus the San Francisco 49ers, both teams coming off of losses. Look, San Francisco, we know about the injuries, but they will get healthier. Nick Mullins was awful, by the way, but I'll hit you with projections here. Fitzpatrick, I have as a start. Hey, guys, everybody out there, I know we don't like Ryan Fitzpatrick, and we think he's just a goofy guy with a beard that wears ugly shirts, but he's been a top 10 fantasy football quarterback 3 out of the first 4 weeks, guys. I mean, it's just... You got to start him, especially if you're in a super flex. He's available on everybody's waiver wire at this point. Running back, I don't have great projections. Look, it's San Francisco's defense. I like Myles Gaskin, but this is not the week for him. Wide receiver, Devontae Parker, I think you can start him, but I'm staying away from every other pass catcher just because San Francisco's defense is good. For San Francisco, look, if there's any possibility that he can play, he will be on the field. San Francisco quarterback, you can start him. Mullins had a lot of opportunities, dude. He just played like dog crap. He was awful. Both running backs, I don't care who's playing. If it's Mostert, if it's McKinnon, if it's Wilson, I'm starting him. I know Wilson laid an egg. Give some credit to Philadelphia's tough run defense. They're always strong against the run. I loved seeing Deebo Samuel back. I loved seeing Ayuk basically hurdle that guy on Sunday Night Football. But I don't love the matchup this week against Miami. I think this is more of a running attack, screen pass type game for San Francisco. But George Kittle's always a start. Take it away, David.
I'm going to start with Miami, and I'm going to disagree with you on Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is my boy, who, if you guys don't know, I once caught a pass from the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic.
When he was at Harvard, beardless, just a little baby face, you know. I was probably like 12 years old. My team somehow one of the coaches knew one of the Harvard coaches. We got tickets, got to go in the locker room, meet the players. I was the team's wide receiver. Fitzpatrick's like, who's the wide receiver on this team? I'm like, me, it's me. He says, go deep. Throws me a little football. I caught it. You know, that was probably the highlight of my life. It's been all downhill. So.
It's a sad highlight.
So, you know, I've got personal ties to Fitzpatrick. You're not starting him. Guys, the end is coming. I can't speak for inside the Dolphins organization. I don't know what's going on with Tua. I don't know where he is at health-wise. But all I can tell you is, as a fan, looking at the Miami Dolphins team, it's time. The time is coming, guys.
It is coming.
Patrick, 29 of 45, 315 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. They have a somewhat solid offense. Myles Gaskin's playing well. Devontae Parker is legit. He's a wide receiver 1. Preston Williams, not my guy, but he's not bad. Isaiah Ford is stepping up and making plays. Mike Gesicki is not terrible. Tua time is coming, and I think especially in Superflex 2-quarterback leagues, if you're struggling at your QB2 spot, go stash Tua at the end of your bench, because you're probably not going to find a legitimate QB2 solution via waivers at this point. You're going to have to trade. If you want to be able to find a solution without trading for one, Tua is probably your last resort.
Yeah,
so I'm not starting Fitzpatrick in any week because I expect the Tua change to be coming sooner than later.
I do believe it's coming. I don't disagree with any of your points. I think when Fitzpatrick is in there, who will continue to produce. When they do make the move, and for Tua's sake, I really hope they just give him the year. I really do, because Miami, look, it's to Miami's organization's benefit for them to lose games. What are they going to try to do? Finish 7-9 and then get the 20th pick in the draft? What the heck does that do?
This is the NFL, though.
I know, but
Miami Flores is not out here trying to lose games.
I know, I agree with you, but I'm saying like I think that for the long-term development, just give Tua the season to get used to everything. I don't like what I don't like what this odd year and the lack of preparation did to Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow has responded well. These young quarterbacks are always more fit to play, and as good as Fitzpatrick has been fantasy-wise, Tua is going to be at least 25% better even in his rookie year. He's going to be incredible when it takes place. I like the Miami quarterback, but you're right. Every single game, you're risking at halftime him being Fitzpatrick being pulled and Tua going in there. So this is the time to trade for him in fantasy football. This is the time to stash him if he's on waivers. This is the time, if you like trading cards, to buy the Tua rookie card, because once he gets in there and gets in action, you're not getting that back. So make your investment now. Let me hit you with the line here, David.
You gotta let me talk about the Niners.
Oh, my bad. I thought we did. My bad. Go for it. Yes.
Oh, I got a few things to say about this team, because we were just hitting on the Tua note and talking about QB stashes. Garoppolo's not going to be available in Superflex 2 QB leagues. But I think right now, while he's out, he's got really, 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 really high upside in this offense. Talk about last year, they were number 2 in rushing attempts. He was still a 4,000-yard quarterback, threw for, I believe, 28 touchdowns, something like that.
Yep.
So you talk about they're getting Kittle back. Debo Samuel's back. You talk about Ayuk, who's looking fantastic. They had the
with
receiving
Samuel, with Debo back, man. Ayuk is going to even better. Yeah.
You add McKinnon out of the backfield, who, by the way, let's talk about Jerick McKinnon. He has clearly taken control of that number 2 role behind Raheem Mostert. And I know Tevin Coleman was out of the game. If you follow me at all, I'll say it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Tevin Coleman sucks. He's not good. Look at his yards after contact per attempt the past 2 years, 1.8, 1.4. It sucks. He's not good. Jerick McKinnon adds a receiving element. He diversifies the offense. And look at the snap count this past week. 67 snaps for Jerick McKinnon, 6 for Jeff Wilson Jr. 6 for Jeff Wilson Jr., guys. Jerick McKinnon is now the guy in that backfield when Raheem Mostert is out. When Raheem Mostert comes back, he's probably going to be the number 2. He's going to retain a role. He's looked so good, both as a runner and a receiver. So, I mean, Jerick McKinnon, I've been hyping him all on. Go trade for him if you can. He's still probably going to be acquirable with Raheem Mostert coming back. He's going to give you RB2 weeks.
Yeah, he'll have season-long value. Don't worry about that at all.
And one more thing that I got to talk about. I talked about Ayuk, who I love the fact they're giving him carries. That's the Laviska Shenault effect, guys. He's not just a receiver. He had 2 for 18 receiving, a 38-yard rushing touchdown. This is his second game in a row with a rushing touchdown. That is important. And
my jaw very rarely drops. When I saw him hurdle that guy, he jumped 10 feet in the air, man. He could have jumped over the goalposts. It was crazy.
It looked easy. Yak beast. And if you think this is just a fluke, it ain't. He had a 40-inch vertical. He averaged over 10 yards after the catch. After the catch his last year in college. 10 yards after the catch per reception. And George Kittle, guys, this is why you get a top tight end. Look at all the running back injuries. Did you need to get Joe Mixon in mid-round 2, at the end of round 2? Did you need to buy, Nick Chubb? Look at the injuries. Running backs become available. Look how many have already become available as the season goes. Myles Gaskin, Jerick McKinnon, this guy, that guy, James Robinson. You can find them. You can pass on running back in round 2 and add 3 to 4 running backs through the rest of the draft and end up finding an RB2. You'll find one. Look at tight end. What has became available as the season's gone on? They don't get hit by injuries like running backs do. You don't have these end of, the draft bloomers. Who has broken out as a late round tight end target?
You're right.
Jonnu Smith, maybe. That's it. You don't get these guys as the season progresses. You're not going to find any tight ends on waivers as the season progresses. You'll find your running backs, guys. You'll find
quarterback, wide receiver,
plenty of wide receivers out there. Get George Kittle or Travis Kelce in round 2 every year. Next year, the year after that, just get a top tight end, guys. It makes so much of a difference for your team to be able to get elite point production from that tight end slot compared to your opponents when you're going to be able to figure out the running back RB2 anyways.
Yep, agreed. Let me hit you with the line here now. We got Miami plus 8.5 versus San Francisco. Who do you got?
I just have to apologize for that rant a little bit. I mean, I am a top tight end truther. I could go on all day, guys, so I'm sorry if I spent too much time on that. Give me the Niners here. I think they're starting to heat up.
I agree, and I mean, frankly, San Francisco should have won that game going away. Mullins was garbage. He was dog crap. Missing wide open receivers with room to run all game
Especially
long.
Especially if Beathard plays next week. He completed, 14 of 19 passes when he came
in
in?
about 2 minutes of play. Yeah, I know. Mullins lost that game. It was really bad. San Francisco bounces back. They're good. They're a good team. I like Miami, but San Francisco's too good.